You never think you'll be homeless. I wouldn't normally admit this, but I was always the type of person that would walk past a homeless person and laugh. It's ironic now. I didn't care about them because I didn't need to. Other people cared about them. It was probably their own fault they were homeless in the first place. Nothing bad ever happened to me as a kid, and I think that made me vulnerable and easy to influence. I got a boyfriend at high school. You know the type. Adidas trainers and a matching tracksuit, smoked, drank cider, thought he was the king of the world. I'm not blaming him completely for my behaviour, but I never would have done the stupid things I did if I'd never met him. I started smoking and drinking. My father didn't really care what I did. He'd say, "She's young, let her experience life." And I wasn't hurting anyone, so there was no need for him to be concerned. My mum didn't take the same view.
You need to stay away from people like him.
He's nice to me. He cares about me.
A boy that makes you do the things he's making you do does not care about you.
He's not making me do anything.
I raised you to be better than this.
It's funny how much the people you think love you stop liking you when you finally make the mistakes they always expected you to make. My mum couldn't face that I was growing up. Growing up means making mistakes because how else do you grow or learn right from wrong? My dad moved out eventually. I wasn't surprised. Tons of people get divorced. I didn't like being home when it was just me and my mum, so I'd stay with friends. University was never an option for me. I wouldn't have fit in there. My mum surprisingly didn't approve of that decision.
Having a degree will help you get a good job, a stable job.
I'm not going, Mum.
Well, it's your life, Rosie.
It is my life. Every time we spoke, we argued. It became too much.
I'm not doing this again, Rosie.
I was staying with a friend.
You go out all night doing God knows what, and you expect me not to be worried?
You didn't need to call the police.
I didn't know where you were. You could have been lying dead in a ditch somewhere.
Mum.
If you'd just text me like I ask and tell me you're okay, I wouldn't have to call the police.
I'm not going to stop seeing my friends. I left. It wasn't a difficult choice. I tried to find my dad, but he'd changed his number and no one knew where I'd moved to. I stayed with my friends for a while, but I could tell they didn't want me there, so I had no choice. Just like that, I was homeless. The first few weeks were hard. Men would try to talk to me, but some friends let me pitch up with them and they look out for me now. I've been homeless for just over a year. I sit outside the organic store opposite Greg's. It gets good crowds and my friends nearby, so we can all look out for each other. The streets are dangerous at night, so I sleep in a room at a hostel. It's not so bad. You get used to it pretty quickly when you have no other options. I kept seeing this guy walk past me. He had bright green eyes and messy hair. He'd always look at me, but not the way everyone else looked at me. He was looking at me like I wasn't homeless. Eventually he spoke to me.
Hi.
Hi.
Is it weird if I speak to you?
Why would it be weird?
Do you get many people speaking to you?
A few.
Would you like some food?
Sure.
I mean, would you like to go out for some food?
Eat out?
Yes.
Why?
Why not? You can say no.
I'd love to.
Great. What's your name?
Rosie.
I'm Sam.
He took me to a cafe he knew nearby. People looked at us when we walked in. He told me to ignore them. I knew exactly why they were looking at us. They were looking at me. He bought lunch, soup, a cheese sandwich, and a hot chocolate with cream and marshmallows. We spoke. He's lovely.
How long have you been homeless for?
Over a year.
It must be tough.
Sometimes. I don't have anywhere else to go.
No family?
No family that want to talk to me. He told me about his life. He'd recently broken up with his girlfriend. She moved to Australia. Part of me felt sorry for him.
It's getting cold. Do you sleep outside?
I'm sleeping in a hostel tonight.
What about tomorrow?
I never really think about tomorrow.
Don't you want things to be different?
Of course I do. I'm not lazy, but it's not easy. I can't just walk in somewhere and get a job. You need an address and references to get a job.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean...
You don't know anything about me.
No.
You can't just assume stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm not good at talking to people. Let's forget I opened my stupid mouth and said anything.
Why are you being so nice to me?
I don't know. You like should be doing something more than being sat outside a shop on a blanket asking people for money.
Sometimes I sing.
You sing?
I used to. Someone stole my guitar a few weeks ago. I'm trying to save up to buy a new one.
I didn't expect you to be a singer.
I'm not just your typical homeless girl. I'm just someone that fell out with a mum and can't find a dad. It could happen to anyone.
Can I give you my number?
He gave me his number. He didn't call or text for a week. I wasn't surprised. He did text me eventually, and we went for a walk. He took me to see a film. We meet a couple of times a week for lunch now. I think I'm starting to like him. Fancy him.
Hey.
Hey.
How's business?
Slow.
When's your birthday?
November.
Ah. This is a very early birthday present.
What is it?
Open it.
Oh my god.
My friend had it in his room but never played it. He was selling it.
Why would you buy this for me?
Do you like it?
I love it.
You can do your singing again.
Thank you.
Maybe you can play for me sometime.
I'd like that. Why would you do this?
I think you remind me of me. My parents aren't the best. And if I'd ever run away, then I'd have ended up on the streets too.
So you feel sorry for me?
No. I just want to help you. I don't know why, but I do. And so I am. And that's it.
I never thought I'd be homeless. I still am homeless and I hate it, but at least now I can sing again and people enjoy it. I'm saving up for a flat, a permanent address, and then I can get a job. I still meet Sam for some soup and a cheese sandwich. We're still just friends, but maybe one day we'll be more. I suppose I never would have met him if I wasn't homeless. This is just a blip. Good things are going to happen, and now I can sing again.
Utterly Hopeless, Episode 10, Rosie. The voice of Rosie was Eleanor May Blackburn. The voice of Sam was Tristan Beanie. The voice of Mum was Angela Elise Monarch. The music was composed by Matty Irvine. It was written, directed and edited by Ella Muscroft and is a Loud Voices Silent Streets production.